There's a UFC fight tonight in Quebec City, and Peter Harrison from Glove Up or Shut Up is here. How are you?
I'm doing good. Yourself?
Good. So tell us about this fight. Who's the headliner here?
All right, so the headline is Michael the Count Bisping against Tim Kennedy. These two guys do not like each other. Bisping is the king of smack. He's right up there with Chael Sonnen. They had the weigh-ins yesterday, and there were a lot of expletives which we cannot say on radio. And it's one of those things where it's going to be Bisping is going to use his superior striking, and I think he's going to win this fight.
He's a taller guy?
Yeah, a little bit. But Tim Kennedy's his day job is U.S. military, so he's well trained as well. But his skill set, I think, doesn't compare to Bisping's. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before.
Right.
But Bisping does have the vast amounts of experience, and I think he's going to take that experience edge and get a victory tonight in Quebec City.
Okay, this is the first time Quebec City is hosting?
Yes.
I feel like it is.
Yes.
Oh,
it is
cool.
Is this the first time we've seen this on a Wednesday as well?
No, they have fight nights on Wednesday nights,
right.
But this is, it's rare that a fight night's in Canada. We were rumored to get a fight night years ago, and we lost it to Cincinnati.
Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Again. Cincinnati hate
So random.
But it's not the only fight night in Canada this year. Halifax is going to get their first UFC show in October 4th.
How does Halifax
cool.
get one and Ottawa still hasn't had one?
We're too close to Montreal.
I said it before and I'll say it again. The 7 NHL cities in Canada, 5 have had UFC shows. The only 2 who have not is Edmonton and Ottawa.
Okay.
Still
All right.
makes me mad.
Well, keep going here. What else can you tell us?
All right, so basically the hook of this show is the Tough Nations, Canada versus Australia. You've got the 2 coaches going against each other. Patrick the Predator Cote fighting for Canada, Kyle Noak from Australia. You've got the 2 finals in the middleweight and welterweight divisions for the 6-figure contract with the UFC. The best part about it, it's Canada versus Canada in both finals. Team Australia got skunked. It's Canada.
But you got to tell us a bit about the Ultimate Fighter Nations, Canada versus Australia. So this is a TV show that's been around for how long
18, 19 seasons now.
Right.
They do about 2 seasons a year. This isn't the first time they've had nation versus nation. They've had Team UK versus Team USA, Australia versus USA. You know, it's not the first time they've done this, but the first time Canada's been involved. GSP, you know, he's inspired some of these fighters as well. A lot of them under his tutelage, under his knowledge. And
where do they make this show? And
it depends. Usually, Ultimate Fighter's in Vegas. Right. Sometimes it's in the undisclosed location. They don't want fans showing up, right? So, but they all live in the same general house. They train with their teams, but they all live together in the same house. And every week, every episode, a different fight to advance in the tournament.
And is there like drama within the house? Is this like?
I will say some years have had alcohol. Some years they've banned alcohol.
Right.
The next season of Ultimate Fighter, as far as the usual season goes, the women are going to get involved, and one of the fighters, she's 20 years old. She cannot live in the house because of the alcohol, because in the States you're 21.
Right.
So where does she live?
She's in the States, but the problem is she can't be on the show, and the UFC, it's okay, we'll give you a contract anyways. So
she's going to stay outside.
She's not going to be part of the show, but she can't be involved with the show, but they felt, well, you're such a good fighter.
Yeah.
You're good enough to, qualify to get to the house. We can't have you in the show, but we're going to give you a contract anyway, so it's kind of nice.
All right, clearly we haven't seen a show. You have. Is it good? Is it like Big Brother good?
Some seasons
Big Brother good. Not that Big Brother.
Hang on.
Not that Big Brother is
Some
good.
seasons are better than others. It's not like Big Brother, you're not 24/7 cameras, but there were a lot of fights in the house, a lot of emotions.
Yeah.
People have left under dubious circumstances. Some people, if you fight in the house, you get kicked off. Like, that's it, that's all. There's no tolerance.
Okay,
So you can't fight the other guy in the team. There's a lot of pranks involved. And some of them are worse than others, but it makes for some great TV.
I bet.
Yeah. So is that how a lot of people end up exiting? Is that they start fighting and they get kicked out?
No, well, basically when you're eliminated, the first season you left the house. But after that, you can still in the house until the end of the show. So you have all these guys with like a black guy sitting at the breakfast table, like, I can't believe you beat me. He's eating his Fruit Loops. It's like, what am I watching here?
Cool. All right. So quickly, tell us about this here. The females in the
if you go down to the preliminary card, Sarah Kaufman, good Canadian fighter, she's fighting Leslie Smith. They fought way back in Invicta, back in the minors there. Very controversial split decision. So these two fighters are going to go down to the wire. It's one of those fights, if you're a fight fan, this is a fight you have circled on your calendar. This is going to be a great fight. The problem with this one is Leslie Smith is coming in on short notice, on 8 days' notice.
She can do it. She can do it, guys.
So Sarah Kaufman, the Canadian, she's looking to advance and maybe get a title shot from this down the road. Leslie Smith, a former opponent who's really tested her, she's going to try to upset Kaufman in her own country. So this is going to be a great fight.
Whoa.
I just want to, please, okay, I'm hoping you notice bullshit when you hear it. Mel, she can do it, guys. She can do it. Awesome.
Well, come on. She's
All right, so it's Peter Harrison from Glove Up or Shut Up talking about UFC. Upcoming UFC contest.
All right, so you got the big show coming up on Saturday in Florida. John Jones defends his light heavyweight title against Glover Teixeira. You've got a big show coming up May 2-4 in Vegas. May 2-4 weekend, I should say. But that show, the main event got changed due to injury. They're trying to get a really big name or two big names. But
also, it's not even set yet.
It is set, but I have doubts about it. Until like the month of May hits us, that's when I'm going to be more comfortable with this fight.
So predictions for Saturday?
Predictions for Saturday, John Jones is going to be very tested. Glover hits like a truck. He could get caught. I mean, it happens in MMA all the time.
Right.
But John Jones, I think, will use his superior reach. He's got the biggest wingspan in UFC history right now. His arms are just freakishly long. I think John Jones wins. John Jones wins here. Everybody wants to see Jones and Alexander Gustafsson in a rematch down the road. They did a great first fight in Toronto last year. And I think the rematch would make serious money, and it makes sense. So.
Okay. Well, going back to what's coming up on the UFC schedule after the May 2-4 Vegas bout, what else?
All right, so this is the first of 5 Canadian shows this year. You've got Vancouver June 14th, Toronto September 27th. Halifax gets their first show October 4th. Then they go back to Montreal December 8th.
That's going to sell out.
Busy
All
year.
of them are.
Yeah,
that Halifax one.
Very good. All right, Peter Harrison from Glove Up or Shut Up talking UFC. He's our expert, our go-to guy. Thanks very much, man.
No problem.
Appreciate it. It's the Morning Startup. Catfish Dave and Mel, 8:47 now.
Ottawa traffic on Live 88.